Alleluia. Nisan, which Nisan reminds us that Pesach is only 14 days away. That's a bit of a scary thought for some of us. But we welcome you as you join us this morning as friends, as community, to celebrate that it's Shabbat and to celebrate today as a bride and groom celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary, as well as their 80th birthdays each. And Charles will be celebrating your birthday as well. It was just yesterday when you turned 21. Welcome those of you who are also joining us through our live streaming through TBI TV. And also to acknowledge that some members of the community are here today to remember a loved one for yard sites. And we don't always come to shul in celebration, but to remember and to support one another. I'd like to invite you to open your prayer books to Siddurim to page 194 for Asher Yatzah, the blessing to acknowledge the miraculous workings of our bodies. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Yatzah et ha'adam b'chokma, u'bara'avo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim. Galui v'yadua lifnei chisei chavodecha, שאם יפתח אחד מהם, או יסותם אחד מהם, אי אפשר לקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות.
אלוהי, נשמה של אדם מטהורה היא, אתה בראת, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי, כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי, מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותי, מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות, ברוך אתה אדוני, אשר בגדו נפש כל חי, ורוח ורוח, כל בשר איש.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לשכלי בינה, להבחין בין יום ובין לילה.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, פוקח עברים.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, מתיר אסורים.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו
ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokeh haaretz al hamayim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaber.
Amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten le'ayet Torah.
Amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavi shana me'ainai utmuma ma'af apai.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tzelem Elohim.
Amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorim.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael.
Amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael begivora.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam poter Yisrael b'sifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה.
Amen. Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratzecha b'finu v'fi Amcha Beit Yisrael v'nihye אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי Amcha Beit Yisrael כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל.
אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו אין. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, שחרית וערבית, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו אין, בהכנסת אורחים, וביקור כל מינים, בהכנסת
the blessing over the study of Torah. And then Elu Devarim, I'd like to take you to page 97. We're going to go back in the prayer book, the Siddur, just for a moment, to a poem written by Yehuda Amichai, the renowned and famous and amazing Israeli poet and Nobel Prize winner. Once, I was sitting on the steps near the gate at David Citadel, and I put down my 2 heavy baskets aside me. A group of tourists stood there around their guide, and I became the point of reference. You see that man over there with the baskets? A little to the right of his head, there's an arch from the Roman period. A little to the right of his head. But he's moving. I said to myself, redemption will come only when they are told, do you see that arch over there from the Roman period? It doesn't matter. but near it, a little to the left, and then down a bit, there's a man who has just bought fruit and vegetables for his family. Beautiful reading on social justice. Let's turn to Pesukei de Zimra on page 212. We closed our morning blessings at Birkat HaShachar.
Baruch Shamar vaya olam, Baruch Hu, Baruch Oseh Bereshit,
Baruch Oter Ve'oseh,
Baruch Gozer u'Mekayem,
Baruch Merachem al haaretz,
Baruch Merachem al habriot,
Baruch Mishalem Sachar Tov Lireah,
Baruch Chai La'ad V'Kayam Lanetzach,
Baruch Bodeh U'Matzil, Baruch Shemo.
Bishvachot uzmirot nagadelecha, v'nashebechacha, v'nafa'erecha, v'nazkir shimcha, v'namlichacha malkeinu Eloheinu. Yachid chei ha'olamim melech meshubach u'mafa'ar adei ad shemo hagadol. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mechulal batishbachot. Page 214.
Mizmor shir le'yom ha'Shabbat, Tov le'hodot l'Adonai, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir le'yom ha'Shabbat, Tov le'hodot l'Adonai, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon, u'lezamer le'shimcha elyon. להגיד הבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלה עשור עלינה ונעלה היגיון בחינות. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך ענה. מה גדול מעשיך אדוני, מאוד בנקו מחשבותיך. איש בעד לא ידע, וכסיל לא יבין את זאת. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק אתה נפרד, ארץ לבן, בלבנון יזכה, שטוב בחצרות אלוהיה, יפריחו עודנו בצבע, ושנים ורעננים יהיו
אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יהללוך סלע.
אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו.
תהילה לדוד, עממך אלוהי המלך, ברוך שמך לעולם ועד.
בכל יום נברכך, אדוני שמך לעולם ועד.
גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד, ולגדולתו אין חקר.
דור לדור ישבח מעשיך. תורתך יגידו.
הדר כבוד הודיך, ודברי נפלאותיך עשיך.
ועזוז תורתך יאמרו, וגדולתך אספרנה.
זכר רב טובך יביעו, וצדקתך ירננו.
אנו ברחום אדוני, ערך אפיים וגדל חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל, ורחמיו על כל מעשיו.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך, וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו.
להודיע לבני אדם גבורותיו, וכבוד אדם מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
תומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני כל אלוהי יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך, ומציע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל גורמיו, לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון יראיו יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם.
Hallelujah, 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 rikocho, hallelujah, kiauzo, hallelujah, teurotah. Hallelujah, Kerov Gulor. Hallelujah, 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 take a shofar. Hallelujah, never bechinor. Hallelujah, tohu machot. Hallelujah, beminim berugav. Hallelujah, 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 tzitzle shama, Hallelujah, tzitzle tuah, kol hashama te'aleya, kol hashama te'aleya.
Turn forward to page 223 as we close the Sukkot Zimra with Yishtabach. Yishtabach Shimcha La'ad Malkeinu Ha'el HaMelech HaGadol VaHaKadosh B'Shamayim uVa'aretz. Ki Lecha Na'eh Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu Shir u'Shvacha Halel v'Zimra Oz HaMemshala Netzach G'dula Gvura Tehila v'Tiferet Kedusha Malchut Brachot v'Hodaot Me'ata v'Ad Olam.
Baruch atah Adonai El Melech Gadol v'Tishbachot ושירי זמרה מלך אל העולמים.
Amen. Let's rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on page 224.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברת חירותי והמליך מלכותי מחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובכפר קריב ואמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה נבורה נעלה מולד בעלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי לקודשה לילה מן קל ברכתה ושירתה וזכתה ונחמתה גם ירח בעלמה ואמרו ברכו את אדוני המבורך ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
We may be seated and we continue with the Yotzer, the blessing for morning on page 228. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or v'rei choshech osei shalom v'rei et hameir la'aretz v'ladarim aleha brachamim v'ktuvo makadesh v'kol yom tamid ma'aseh b'reishit ma rabu ma'asech Adonai kulam b'chokhma asita malah ha'aretz kinyanecha titbarach Adonai Eloheinu al shevach ma'aseh yadecha ועל מורי אור שעשית יפרוחה סלע. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו, ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצר המאור. אהבה רבה אהבתנו אדוני אלוהינו, חמלה גדולה ותרח עמלת עלינו, ואהבו רבותינו שבטחו בך, ותלמדי חוקי חיים, כן תכוננו ותלמדנו. המרחם רחם עלינו ותן בליבנו להבין ולהשכיל, לשמוע, ללמוד ולמד, לשמוע ולעשות ולקיים את כל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה. והאר עינינו בתורתך ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבנו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולא נבוש ולא נקלם ולא נקשר לעולם ועד. כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא בטחנו, נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך, והביאנו לשלום מארבע כנפות הארץ, ותוליכנו קוממיות לארצנו, כאל פועל ישועת עתה, ובנו בחרת וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול סלה באמת, להודות לך ולייחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם
wish Gilbert Mazel Tov. He will become a bar mitzvah on May 4th, and Jesse, who is up here early, is going to become a bar mitzvah next Shabbat. Mazel Tov to both of you. We are on page 239. Emet V'yatziv. The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there is none else. May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war any more. You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart. The stranger that lives amongst you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor, ask God? We know that the Eternal One defends the poor, upholds the rights of the needy. Praise to God Most High. Blessed is God and deserving of blessing.
על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל אומה בעזרת ישראל ובני חינומך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמות קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
The Amidah begins on 242.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וגונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים צומח נופלים ורובה חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני אחר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך מלך ממית ומחיי ומצמיח ישוע ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום כך כתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר קדוש 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 אדוני Madir Adirenu Adonai Adonenu Madir Shimcha Bechol Haaretz Baruch Kedor Adonai Mikomo Echadu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Malkeinu Hu Moshienu Ve'hu Yashmienu Berachama Le'nei Kol Chai Ani Adonai Elohechem Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Elohai Zion Ledor Vador Alleluia Ledor Vador Nagidot Lecha ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Amen. As we are seated, we continue with Yismachu on the top of page 250.
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת מקדשי שבי שבת כולם יתבעו ויתנו מטובך שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת והשמיר רצית בו וקידשת שבת חמדת ימים עוד קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת זכר למעשה בראשית שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
We continue with Kedushat Hayom on page 253. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amacha Yisrael u'tefilatam b'hava tekabel u'tehila ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha El karov l'chol korav, pnei elevadecha v'chonenu, shafok ruchacha aleinu.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, יעלה ויבוא, ויזכר זיכרוננו וזיכרון כל עמך בית ישראל לפניך, לטובה, לחן ולחסד ולרחמים ולחיים ולשלום, ביום ראש חודש הזה. זוכרנו אדוני אלוהינו בו לטובה, ובוגדנו בו לברכה, והושיענו בו לחיים.
Amen. Our God and God of our ancestors, on this day, first day of the new month, be mindful of us and all your people, Israel, for good, for love, for compassion, life, and peace. Remember us for well-being. Visit us with blessing. Help us to a fuller life. ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון ברחמים ברוך אתה אדוני המחזיר שכינתו לציון. Page 257. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations. Modim anachnu. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons. Modim anachnu. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements. Modim anachnu. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression. Modim anachnu. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared. Modim anachnu. For all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom. Modim anachnu. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose. Modim anachnu. We pray that we may live not by our fears but by our hopes, not by our words but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lehodot.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד, באור פניך, כי באור פניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, אין וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד, ואהבת חסד, וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, תן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, וטוב וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה משלומך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, תן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
Let us take a few moments for Tfilat Halev, the prayers of our heart. יהיו לרצון אמרי ויגוד ליבי לפניך, Adonai tzuri v'goli. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer.
Oseh shalom b'mrav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael.
Val kol b'nei Adam, may God bring peace to the entire world, and we say, Amen. Friends, as this is Rosh Chodesh, and it is Shabbat, it is custom, it is for us to recite the Hallel, and that is on page 506. It's custom, and it's halakha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher gineganu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu likro et Hallel. Hallelujah, Hallelujah, v'dei Adonai. Hallelujah, et Shem Adonai yehi Shem Adonai mevorach me'ata ve'ad olam, ממזרח שמש עד מבוא, מהולל שם אדוני רב, על כל גויים אדוני, על השמיים כבודו, מכאדוני אלוהינו, המגביל השבת, המשפיל לראות בשמיים ובארץ, מקימי ואבקל, מהשמות ירים אביון להושיבי, עם נניבי עמות, מושיבי עקרת הבית, עם אבנים שמחה, הללויה. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, בית יעקב מעם לועז, הייתה יהודה לקודשו, ישראל אבשלותיו, הים רב וינוס, הירדן ייסוב לעפות, הערים רקדו חלים, גבעות כבני צאן, מה לך ים תיכנוס, הירדן תיסוג לאחור, ההרים תפקדו חלים, גבעות כבני צאן, מלבני אדון חולי ארץ, מלבני אלוהי יעקב, ההופכים הצור הגמיים, על המשלמיינו מים.
You may be seated as we continue on the facing page with Psalm 115. Adonai zacharnu Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yirei Adonai Haktanim im Hagdolim, Yosef Adonai Alechem va'al b'nechem, Ruchim atem l'Adonai, Osei Shemaim va'aretz, Hashemayim Shemaim l'Adonai, V'haretz natan livnei Adam, Lo hametim Yehalleluya, V'lo kol yordei duma, V'anachnu nevarech ya, me'ata v'ad olam, Hallelujah. On page 564, how can I repay the Eternal One for all God's bounties to me? I raise up the cup of deliverance and invoke the name of God. I will pay my vows to the Eternal One in the presence of all God's people. The death of God's faithful ones is grievous in God's sight. O God, I am your servant, the son of your maidservant. You have undone the cords that bound me. I will sacrifice a thanksgiving offering to you and invoke the name of God. I will pay my vows to you in the presence of all God's people, in the courts of the house of God, in the midst of Jerusalem. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Adonai li lo ira, ma yaseh li adam. Adonai li ba'ozrai, v'ani erer b'sonai. Tov laksot b'Adonai miftoch b'adam, tov laksot b'Adonai miftoch bin divim. Kol goyim savavuni, b'shem Adonai ki amilam. Sabuni gam savavuni, b'shem Adonai ki amilam. Dacho dachitanu linpo, b'Adonai azrani. Ozi v'zimrat ya v'yehi li vishua. Kol rina vishua ba'oholei tzadikim. Yamin Adonai oseh chayil. Yamin Adonai romema. Yamin Adonai oseh chayil. Lo amut ki echye v'asaper ma'aseya. Yasor yisrani ya v'lamavet lo natani. Pitchu li sha'arei tzedek avovam odeya. Ze hashar l'Adonai. Tzadikim yavo'u bo.
Odecha ki ani tani vatehi li shua. Odecha ki ani tani vatehi Hayda le rosh Adonai Hatzlichana, Adonai Hatzlichana.
Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, beirachnuchem mibeit Adonai, El Adonai v'ya'er lanu, isruchag ba'avotim, ad karnot hamizbeach, Eli ata v'odeka, Elohai arumamecha.
Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, hi le'olam chazo.
On page 569, the closing blessing for Hallel. All your works shall praise you, eternal our God, and your faithful ones, the righteous who do your will. And all your people, the house of Israel, thank you in joyous song, and bless, praise, glorify, exalt, extol, sanctify, and proclaim the sovereignty of your name. For it is good to give you thanks and to sing praises to your name, because throughout all time to eternity you are God. Blessed are you, Eternal One, the Sovereign, who is praised in song. Baruch atah Adonai, Melech Makulal, Batishbachot. Friends, we turn forward we turn back a few pages to page 362 for the Seder Kriyat Torah l'Shabbat.
Ein kamocha va'elohim Adonai, ve'en kemazecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai od le'amo yitet, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Avarachamim eitiv avirtzonecha et Zion. Tibnei chomot Yerushalayim, tibnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki bech levad batachzu, melech el ram v'nisa, Adon olamim. Vayehi b'tzo Aaron, vayomer Moshe, Koma Adonai, ve'yafutzu oevecha, ve'yanutzu mesanecha mipanecha. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, u'devar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael mikedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad, echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, ונרממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. בכל בשמיים, בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והמדינה. Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu lehad kodsho. Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ishtachavu lehad kodsho. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed. Al Torah ve'al Avoda ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. Al Torah ve'al Avoda ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Ha'olam Omed.
We may be seated. So as you saw this morning, we took out 2 Sifrei Torah, which is in connection with this being Rosh Chodesh, not just Shabbat HaChodesh. There's a difference between Rosh Chodesh and Shabbat HaChodesh. Is Rosh Chodesh is just the Shabbat where Rosh Chodesh fall. But Shabbat HaChodesh is a Shabbat that precedes Pesach. So there's a couple different things at play, and we've got special Haftarah. The Haftarah is for Shabbat HaChodesh. The 2 Torah readings, the second Torah, we'll be reading from the very beginning of Bereshit, which talks about, and this makes sense, the creation of the sun and the moon. So that fits in beautifully with Rosh Chodesh. The parasha that we're reading from this morning is Tazria. And Tazria is often a double portion with Mitzorah. And often the word Tazria is mistranslated as leprosy. But I like to translate Tazria, which, does anybody here know a little bit of Yiddish? Just a little bit? This word I guarantee you will all know. Tsaurus. So the Hebrew for Tazria is closely connected, Tza'arat, with Tza'arat, which when we Yiddishize Tza'arat, becomes Tsaurus. Well, let me tell you about the Tsaurus in this parasha. The Tsaurus in this parasha is people are afflicted with some kind of skin affliction. We don't believe, looking at it today, that it is leprosy, but back in the day, leprosy was seen as something that was really scary. But it's something that afflicts the body, and of course the people who got leprosy were taken outside of the community, and they were held. Today we might consider that like a hospital. People are taken, when they're sick, they're taken out of community and placed into a different kind of community. And they were considered impure. Not unclean, but impure. The other part of the Torah, which I think gives us tsuris, is what to do when it comes to childbirth. And a woman is considered, again, impure for a boy and for a girl, which a girl is 30 days, a boy is, I think, a week. Then the third lots of tsuris, and this is the one that gives us the biggest headache. Do you know what that tsuris is? The laws of kashrut. What it means to be kosher. So you can see that in this parasha there's lots of different things going on, and I think it's a really beautiful Torah portion in its diversity, but also in its meaning of what it means to be pure and impure, and what it means to be a mamlechet kedoshim, a kingdom of priests, as we are today, because it was the priests who would delineate what was pure, what was impure. And of course, today that is on us, that is our responsibility to say what is pure and what is impure, because we are the inheritors, we are the Mamlechet Kohanim, the inheritors of what is pure and what is impure. And we are able to say what is pure and impure, and things that are impure today, I would say, are intolerance. In terms of making sure that what is pure is fighting for social justice, and that's something that the Palti family is very much involved in. And we've got 3 members from the Cambodian group from the school, and you're here today, and we welcome you. There's 3 of you from the Cambodian Trust, which the Palti family is very involved in providing education and community resources. So that is, in a sense, what makes us a pure people, not impure. So I'd like to move into the Torah portion and our Torah reading. Our first Torah reader is our Chazan, is Cantor Michelle Lalum. We're on page 833. We're in Leviticus chapter 13. Verse 29, page 833.
And for our first Aliyah, we invite Charles and Tom and Anna to come to Torah. Ya'amdu Shmuel Baruch ben Zion ben Avraham veSarah veShinze bat Chana veChana bat Tzadik veChaya Rishonim la'aliyah laTorah. Tom and Anna, come on down. Didn't recognize your names. Page 833. I'll give you the specific location in just a moment. It's verse 29 and onwards, which you will find in the left-hand column. Beginning of that column, 833, left-hand column at the very beginning of that column. So we are beginning just here. And Baruch Adonai Melech Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher tzavanu mikol ha'amim, natan et Torah. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. ואיש או אישה כי יהיה בו נגע בראש או בזקן, וראה הכהן את הנגע, והנה מראהו עמוק מן האור, ובו שער צהוב, דק וטימא אותו הכהן. נתק הוא צרת הראש, עוז הזקן הוא, וכי יראה הכהן את נגע הנתק, והנה אין מראהו עמוק מן האור, ושער שחור אין בו, והזכיר הכהן את נגע הנתק 7 ימים. וראה הכהן את הנגע ביום השביעי, והנה לא פשע הנתק, ולא היה בו שער צהוב ומראה הנתק, אין עומק מן האור. והתגלח, ואת הנתק לא יגלח, והסגיר הכהן את הנתק 7 ימים שנית. וראה הכהן את הנתק ביום השביעי, והנה לא פשע הנתק, באור ומראהו איננו עמוק מן האור, וטהר אותו הכהן, וכיבס בגדיו וטהר. It's very much a portion which talks about how to diagnose an ailment, and the ailment may well be an ailment of the soul, which is motzei shem ra, someone who gossips. I assume no one here gossips.
Yes, and it's not a time for confession.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natanu Torah emet. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you, Tom and Charles and Anna, as you call to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of the celebrations that you are celebrating at this time. I'm a little bit concerned, Tom, Anna, that you have Charles between you. maybe that's the secret to your success of being married for 55 years. And it's something that is really, truly special. You don't often hear of, well, I was going to say people of my generation being married for 55 years, but that would be too young, the math wouldn't work. But in a time where we recognize that it's difficult for families to stay together, there are different complications. The two of you have really stood by each other's side, and you've got family, you've got children and grandchildren in the congregation today to celebrate you. What's the secret to your success?
Achievement.
Communication, which you should have been here last week, because that was my drash, and everybody, for the wedding couple, they said it was communication. And I think that is the two of you. Having seen the two of you interact and be with each other, I can see the love and the warmth between you, and may it only grow from strength to strength. I'm not going there. And to you, Charles, celebrating your 45th birthday. I was like, it's your 45th anniversary with Tom and no, but your 45th birthday, and like Tom and Anna, you're choosing to celebrate at this congregation. It was your birthday just yesterday.
That's right.
And not to make you seem older, but you realize you're in your 46th year. You just turned 45, which means you've entered into your 46th year. Do you feel old? No. We're working hard. And may you be blessed, Charles, with all good things, with the love of your children and family that's around you, and the love of this community and this congregation. And may you all go from strength to strength and only know simchas, only know moments of joy. And with God's blessing, we say Amen and Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
For our second aliyah, we invite Ruja to come lane for us, and for this aliyah, we move from simchas to memory. We invite those in the community who are here at the time of Shiva, Shloshim, or Yartzeit to come forward at this time. This aliyah will be for the Yartzeits. We are at Leviticus 13, verse 35 and onward. You'll find it on page 834. Let me just find it for you. 834. Second word in, right-hand column, second word in. Baruch Adonai mevarach leolam va'ed. Amen.
Amen. Ve'im paso ifse hanetek ba'or aharei taharato ve'ra'au hakohen ve'hine pasa hanetek ba'or lo yivakel hakohen לשיער הצהוב תמהו, ואם בעיניו עמד הנתק, ושיער שחור זמח בו, נרפא הנתק טהור הוא, וטהרו הכהן, ואיש או אישה כי יהיה ואור בשרם בהרות לבנות. ברא הכהן, והנה ואור בשרם בהרות כהות לבנות. בוהק הוא, פרח באור טהור הוא.
Ki
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. The God of our ancestors bless you as your call to Torah in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of the memories of your loved ones who hold in your hearts at this moment, whether it's a father or a grandfather or close friends. And for you, who are you remembering? Your mother. We ask God's blessing upon you at this moment as we head into Pesach, knowing that as we get closer to Pesach, the memories that we feel of not having them around us as we prepare for Pesach can be quite harsh. Recommend realizing that they're not physically present with us. But we are comforted with the memory that we share of those times when we did sit together. We did share in meals, we shared in conversations. May those memories be sweet. May they be a blessing as I wish you a good life and a long life. And with God's blessing we say, Amen. And our Torah reading continues. We are on page 834, Leviticus chapter 13, verse 40.
So to lane for us, we have continuing Efi Marowitz, and for this aliyah we invite Ronnie and Mickey and Ariel and Gabby. Yamdu Onel ben Uriel ben Nili, Michael ben Onel udvora, Ariel ben Onel udvora, Gabriel ben Roni udvora. Shlishim la'aliyah LaTorah. At verse 40 on page 834. You'll find it in the right-hand column, second line from the bottom, fourth word in. Second line from the bottom, fourth word in. Baruch Adonai Melech haolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Melech haolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'chavanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Adonai noten ha'Torah. Amen.
ואיש כי ימרא את ראשו כרחוץ ההוא, ואם מפאת פניו ימרא את ראשו כי בחוץ ההוא, וכי יהיה בקרחת או בקרפחת נגע לבן אדם דם, צער פורחת היא וקרחתו או בקרחתו.
סקי.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, ve'ha'olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you as your call to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, and in honor of your parents and grandparents who are celebrating an anniversary. Ronnie, your boys are taller than you, did you know? But also we recognize that Deborah wasn't well enough to be here, but her presence is felt. And the love that, I'm just looking down at Nili and Uri as they were looking up at you, they were trying to correct your Hebrew. But the love that you share and what they share, the immense pride that they have in you as grandchildren and as a son is something. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that later. May you reach wondrous heights of love and enjoy your family as it continues to grow with the patriarch and matriarch sitting down there. And with God's blessing, we say Amen and Mazel Tov.
For our fourth aliyah, we invite Aviv and Michelle and Jessica and Stephanie to come to Torah, and to read for them is Uri. Yamdu Aviv ben Uriel ben Nili, Miriam bat Yehuda ben Yamin וזלדה, ודניאל בת אביב ומרים, וטליה בת אביב ומרים, רבים לעלייה לתורה. You will find us at verse 43 and onwards, which is to be found on 834 left-hand column, third line down, second word. 834 left-hand column, third line down, second word. Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Hebrew was okay?
וראה אותו הכהן בעיני שאת הנגע לבנה הדמדמת בקרחתו ובגבתו כמראה צרת אור בעיר, אור בשר, איש צרוע הוא, טמא הוא טמא, יטמאנו הכהן, בראשו נגעו והצרוע אשר בו הנגע בגדיו יהיו פרומים, וראשו יהיה פרוע, ועל שפם יעשה, וטמא טמא יקרא כל ימי אשר הנגע בו יטמא טמא, הוא בדד ישב מחוץ למחנה מושבו. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורה ואמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you as you call to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of Rosh Chodesh, of Shabbat HaChodesh, and in honor of Uri and Nili, your grandparents and your parents, your in-law. But the reality, I say that and I stumbled over that only because when I was speaking with Nili and Uri, that they don't consider that they have in-laws. They've only got children. And I think that is something really special about all of your relationships with Uri and Nili, is that it is something that is truly incredible. In speaking with Nili and Uri about your relationships, and this goes for you guys as well, even though we just had a blessing, is they have a very deep sense of pride in all that you do and all that you have accomplished. They talked about, in a sense, in financial ways, that they invested the time and the effort into you have even Ronnie, into who you are today, and they're so proud, and in the sense that they've seen those rewards grow and grow with their grandchildren, with all of you. And they've loved every moment of watching you grow and become who you are. And they see it as that they have, and this was the most beautiful thing that I had heard, that in a sense, they're taking responsibility for this, have created mentors. That you are, in a sense, through their values that have been passed down to all of you, and they're so proud to see you carry forward all the different values that they have shared. But ultimately, all they wanted for all of you is to be a mensch. And that's who you all are, in your heart and the things that you do and the things that you give. And they are so proud of their family, of all of you. And with God's blessing, we say Amen. My friends, we rise now for Hagbah and Glila. Ronnie, don't go away. As we lift and dress the Torah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה.
Shacharit Torah, and we are now in Genesis, as I mentioned. The reading, the fourth day, talking about the creation of the sun and the moon. We're on page 19 of the Chumash, Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, and our Yad moves to Nili.
And so for this Aliyah, Nili will lane for us, and for the Aliyah we invite Uri and Nili and Benny and Janine to come to Torah. Ya'amdu Uriel ben Michael ve'Esther ve'Nili bat Avraham ve'Shoshana ve'Yehuda Binyamin ben Yitzchak Israel HaKohen ve'Shainer ve'Zelda bat Shlomo ve'Luba 50 la'Aliyah LaTorah. As Rabbi Kim said, we are on page 19 at verse 14, which is the beginning of the right-hand column. Page 19, right-hand column, at the very beginning. Vayomer Elohim yehi me'orot berakia hashmayim. All about the stars.
Where is starting from?
Baruch Hu es Adonai HaBorach.
Baruch Adonai HaBorach L'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBorach L'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai L'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'Nasam Lanu Es Toraso. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosei HaTorah.
Amen.
ויאמר אלוהים, יהי מאורות ברקיע, ברקיע השמיים, להבדיל בין היום ובין הלילה, והיו לאותות ולמועדים ולימים ושנים. והיו המאורות ברקיע השמיים להאיר על הארץ, ויהי כן, ויעש אלוהים את שני המאורות הגדולים, את המאור הגדול לממשלת היום, ואת המאור הקטן לממשלת הלילה, ואת הכוכבים, ויתן אותם אלוהים ברקיע השמיים להאיר על הארץ ולמשול ביום ובלילה ולהבדיל בין האור ובין החושך. וירא אלוהים כי טוב, ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום רביעי.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Nasan Lanu Torah Emes V'chayei Olam Atah V'Sochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Nosei HaTorah.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you, Benny and Janine, Uri and Nili, as you're called to Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of Rosh Chodesh, but in honor of Nili and Uri, celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary, as well as their 80th birthdays each. Your 80th birthday too? Yeah. Mazal tov.
In 19 days.
Oh, in 19 days.
2 days behind after.
Just a few days, but very close. And I think that not just the closeness in the birthdays, but there's a sense of closeness in your families. And that Uri and Nili wanted you to share in this moment, and share in this aliyah, to recognize the closeness of all of your families together. But Nili and Uri, the morning and this aliyah is specifically about the two of you. You met just after the 1956, the Sinai War, and in that period where the scout groups in Israel, SCIF, were taking students to the Sinai, that was between Israel winning the Sinai, the end of the war, and giving it back. And if you can picture it, and I'm going to embellish the story just a little bit, there was a group of scouters sitting together around a bonfire, very romantic, the sky is the stars. I'm making this part up. And Nili was sitting there with her friends, and Uri looks across and says, she's lovely, I wouldn't mind that. No,
Some enchanted evening, you will meet a stranger.
So Uri looks and sees Nili and goes over and says, can I join you? And I wish I could say that the rest was history, but it's not, because the two of you are here together. And it wasn't until December when Uri actually said, Nili, I'd like to take you out. Now there's a discrepancy in story. Uri, I think you told me that Nili took a week to answer you. Uri says she made up her mind in 24 hours and made you wait. You both then continued and built a relationship, and you were married when you were in the army. And then, of course, now we can say the rest is history. And of course, I don't think you got engaged. You didn't have an engagement party. You didn't do any of that. But the two of you knew that you were in love and wanted to make the most of it. You shared with me that the secret to your relationship isn't just communication, but it's really celebrating in each other's achievements. Celebrating when you do well, when you do things, and comforting each other when things aren't always so perfect. And the legacy that you're leaving is your family. The legacy that you're sharing with this community is your family, and that things haven't always been easy. You've had to work very hard throughout life, and it's in that work that you are reaping the rewards, you're reaping the benefits. May you truly go from strength to strength in your love, in your relationship, in your commitment to helping people in need, to being part of this congregation and community, an example that you've certainly set. And may you go together within your family, chazak chazak v'nit chazek, from strength to strength. We are strengthened by you, and we say amen and mazel tov.
Mazel tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov, simen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simen tov. Yelanu, 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 oh bechol Israel. Yelanu, yelanu, oh bechol Israel. David melech Israel, chai v'kayam. David melech Israel, chai v'kayam.
Mazel tov. We take a moment in the presence of Torah to think of family and friends who are in need of healing of body, healing of mind, and healing of soul. We're on page 371. We think of at this time Albert Bentata, Eva Marks, Gabrielle Bakitzaka Deborah, Annette French, Henry Gladwin, Anita Meany, Sue Brown, Rona Zinger, Aviva Bentata, Lindsay Ettlinger, Margaret Cockram, Adira Bat Rachel, Bella Magid, Hannah Bat Dora, Mel Wright, Grigory Martinovsky, Lydia Kostenko, Marsha Moore, Morris Mark, George Shaw, Douglas Simons, and Kevin Bell. If you'd like to mention a loved one for healing, please do so at this time. Blessed is God who brings healing to those who are unwell and supports, encourage their caregivers, and we say Amen. My friends, we rise once more for Hagba and Glila.
התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה
Haftarah will be read this morning by Nili and Nikki. We're on page 1653 for the Shabbat HaChodesh reading, and the blessings are on page 372.
אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחנו בנביאים טובים ורצה בדבריהם הנאמרים באמת, ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ובמשה עבדו ובישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת והצדק. כל העם הארץ יהיו אל התרומה הזאת לנשיא ישראל, ועל הנשיא יהיה העולות והמנחה והנסך בחגים ובחודשים ובשבתות בכל מועדי בית ישראל. הוא יעשה את חטאת ואת המנחה ואת העולה ואת השלמים לכפר בעד בית ישראל.
In this contribution, the entire population must join with the prince in Israel. But the burnt offerings, the meal offerings, and the libations on festivals, new moons, Sabbaths, all fixed occasions of the house of Israel shall be the obligation of the prince. He shall provide the sin offerings, the meal offerings, the burnt offerings, and the offerings of well-being to make expiation for the house of Israel. Thus said the Lord God, on the first day of the first month, you shall take a bull of a herd without blemish, and you shall cleanse the sanctuary. The priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering and apply it to the doorposts of the temple, to the four corners of the ledge of the altar, and to the doorposts of the gate of the inner court. You shall do the same on the seventh day of the month, to purge the temple from uncleanness caused by unwitting or ignorant persons. On the 14th day of the first month you shall have the Passover sacrifice, and during the festival of 7 days unleavened bread shall be eaten. On that day the prince shall provide a bull of sin offering on behalf of himself and of the entire population. And during the 7 days of the festival he shall provide daily for 7 days 7 bulls and 7 rams without blemish for a burnt offering to the Lord, and 1 goat daily for a sin offering. He shall provide a meal offering of an ephah for each bull and an ephah for each ram, with a hin of oil to every ephah. So too, during the festival of the 7th month, for 7 days from the 15th day on, he shall provide the same sin offerings, burnt offerings, meal offerings, and oil.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל העולמים, צדיק בכל הדורות, האל הנאמן, האומר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק.
Friends, let's rise for the prayer for our country and the state of Israel. We're on page 377.
Let us bless our country of Australia and all its people. Let us have dreams in this historic land of dreamers. Let the hot winds from the desert fire our imagination. Let the red soil of the plains keep us rooted to the things that matter. Let the waters of our rivers, lakes and oceans flow into our hearts, giving us depth and understanding. Let us remember those who have lived in this land before us and those who have made it their home in more recent times. Keep our eyes open to the beauty of this land. May we strive to keep its beauty present and strong. May we never be lazy in the work for peace. May we honour those who have died in defence of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they lead with justice and compassion. Let our compassion be like the encompassing coastline of our continent. May acceptance, kindness, and peace live steadily within this ancient and enduring land. Amen.
Amen. And the prayer for Israel, page 377.
אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגאולו, ברך את מדינת ישראל, ראשית צמיחת גאלתנו. הגן עליה בעבירת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך, ושלח אורח ענפיה לראשיה, שריה ויועציה. ותנקם בעצה טובה מלפניך, ונתת שלום בארץ. ושמחת עולם ליושביך, ונאמר אמן.
Amen. We remain standing as we return the Torah to the ark.
יהללו אתכם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו. הודו על ארץ ושמיים, וירן קרן לעמו, תהילה לכל עתידם, לבני ישראל עם קרוב. הללויה, הללויה, כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזוב, את חיים למחזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר, דרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך, ונשובה חדש ימינו
We may be seated. Our drush this morning will be given by Nili Palti.
We read two parashot today. The first one was about a person who has a skin disease. And it says, לבדו ישב מחוץ למחנה, which means he will have to sit alone outside the community. Our Torah is a very interesting one, and it's actually a very general one. We know that a few tribes came out of Egypt as slaves, and to make them as people and decent human beings, proper community, they have to have some laws, some order. We have the Ten Commandments, and they are the basics of every human being. That means that you have, please honor your mother and father, don't steal, don't kill, and it goes and elaborates as further we read, like today, about the person who is sick. It's not only to make sure that he will be well, but he will not be contagious for the community, so the community will be well. And so we see 4 people are coming out to Australia 44 years ago, and they were very alone. We were not sick, but we were very alone outside the community, which means that you have to start somewhere and you want to be part of. Uri went to work, and 3 of us went to the closest post office, and he said, we know that there is a Jewish community here, but we don't know where to start off. The guy said to me, I know that there is something called Beit Weizmann. Let me find out. He rang up and he comes back and he says to me, yes, they are in St. Kilda Road, but you have to go to the Jewish welfare. And they gave me the address in Pant Road. A small map I got from him, and we went out and said, in the map it's not very far away. So we decided to walk. We walked and walked Pant Road, up the hill, closer to the city, which we didn't know yet. And there starts the second parasha, the Rosh Chodesh, the new beginning of our life in a new country. We met there a lady, very gentle, very helpful, by the name Robin Levi. She immediately directed us to send the kids to Matskopus College. She took me to special schools because that was my specialty in Israel. And she sent us to an Orthodox synagogue. As far as I remember, it was in Inkerman Road. I went upstairs to the ladies' gallery. The three went down. We felt very bad. We were strangers. No one welcomed us. No one said a word to us. We walked out, and that was the end of that one. So we came back to Robin Levi, and she said, well, I'll take you to another one. And she brought us to Temple Beit Israel. The warmth that we got, I have no words to describe. And I asked her, look, it's just before Pesach. We are 4 people, 4 suitcases with some winter clothes, summer clothes, and few Hebrew books. Where can we celebrate? Whom can we join? And she said, I'm sorry that here we don't have this year a Pesach, a communal Pesach, but she gave me the address of Leo Beck Center in Kew. We went, I contacted there Peter Wolfram, who was the president, and I explained to him that we would like to celebrate with a community people, and he said, you are most welcome. You will be our guests. Gave me the address, we arrived there, and the table, the head table, was in front, and then you had tables like sun rays. At the head table was sitting a young rabbi, Brian Fox, came recently from New Zealand. Next to him was Dale, waiting, expecting the second son, and Ben was 3 years old, sitting in between them. Peter Wolfram and his wife were at head table, and we were ushered to the very front of one of the long tables of those rays. It was a wonderful Seder. It was like on a kibbutz with spring songs. Lovely. After the Seder, Brian said to me, why don't you come Friday night? Well, we decided to try, because until then, as we arrived, we rushed to the city after school and after work. Everything is open. It's like a carnival Friday night. Saturday morning, everything is open. We were so surprised. We loved it. But later on, we decided we will get this invitation, we will come Friday night. After that invitation, the boys said to me, you know, Mom, when we went to the city, we didn't feel it's Shabbat. So how about we start and go every Friday? And so we did. The Seder in the temple in the Leo Beck Center was the second Seder, which we were not used to. The first Seder, we had a phone number, and we called Mari and late Philip Hirsch. And they invited us to the first Seder in Australia with their family. They were extremely helpful to get the boys into Matskopus College, and their daughter, Marlene Katz, and her late husband, Jack, helped us with accommodation. Now, we arrived Friday nights, and the boys' task was usually, they got the honor to undress and dress the Torah. They were delighted. It was really a treat for them. Not long after that, Ronnie's bar mitzvah was about to be conducted, and I spoke again with Brian, and he said, usually we need the whole year to prepare somebody for bar mitzvah, but as they know very well Hebrew, so it's not a problem. 2.5 months will be sufficient enough. we have a problem, he said to me. We don't have a minyan Saturday morning. It's a new congregation. People are attending to their jobs. But we have a minyan on Friday night. Would you mind that the bar mitzvah will be Friday night? I said, not at all. This community is our family. We don't have anyone else here. We have very few friends. So it will be Friday night. And I said, we have another problem. We are not going to have any reception after that. The reception will be only the Kiddush. Like in Israel, you have a Kiddush and that's it. The celebration of Bar Mitzvah is in the synagogue. Don't you worry, I will speak with Margot Joseph. She is heading the Ladies Guild and she will organize the ladies, everything will be fine. Then he said to me, no, I'll finish with the Kiddush. I arrived on Friday afternoon. They prepared white tablecloths, I put it there, I picked up some flowers and 13 blue candles. I put them in the wine cups. And sorry, I'm a bit nervous to share with you all those memories, but they are important, you will see as I go along. And the ladies in the evening, each one came with a plate. That was so moving. I have no words to explain to you how I felt. Brian said to me, and who will be called up? So he said to me, of course, the father of the bar mitzvah boy. And who else? I said, it will be Philip Hirsch, because this family accepted us so nicely. And I said, what and? What about you? You are the mother. You have to have an aliyah as well. Nothing wrong with you. Well, it was very strange to me because in Israel, Haifa, Uri's father was the principal of a new school, and he led the new congregation, the liberal congregation in Haifa, to have their services. It was Friday night and Saturday morning, and in the library they congregated not in rows but in a semicircle. There were about 20 odd people, that's all. So that's what we knew about the community, and here I am called to the Torah. But Brian touched the nerve and he said, on behalf of your family in Israel. Well, that was our bar mitzvah. Ronnie was very lucky because Brian Fox let him read more than his parasha, but many other parts in Hebrew. And so we have a beautiful Kiddush and a beautiful bar mitzvah. After that, we wanted to give something to the community. So we volunteered to work a whole year as they started their Sunday school, to work there for a whole year, Uri and I. Then comes Aviv Bar Mitzvah. And Brian says to me, look, now we have a minyan on Saturday mornings. So he agreed that Ronnie was the first one Friday night and Aviv will be the last one Friday night. In that case, with the boys, we prepared the Kiddush. After that, King David was opening, King David School. And Brian said to me, look, it's a Jewish school. Parents will not agree to have their children without Jewish studies in Hebrew. How about you will head it? Some of those teachers are still here tonight, this afternoon with us. The first Seder in King David School was conducted by Rabbi Levi, that just arrived from Israel. It was a wonderful Seder. And after that, Uri was asked to join Rabbi Levi and Dalsik Anatopsky in the radio station SBS, where he was doing his program for nearly 30 years. Risha Rosen invited me to join National Council of Jewish Women to her group. Later on, I organized the teachers and their husbands to be part of a group called Tarbut, to enrich ourselves. And Malvina Melamed, that was the past president, and Susie Belind, and the president was at that time late Dr. Geula Solomon. They were happy to accept the only group in National Council of Jewish Women, men and women, together. And from there, Brian Fox moved to Sydney and Emmanuel College was opened. He asked me to come and train the Hebrew teachers in Sydney. Brian organized, before he left, the youth of this congregation and Leo Beck Center as a first group of Netzer. The first ones were Danny Schiff, his sister, and some others, and Ronnie and Aviv joined Netzer. Netzer got the first shlichim, Avital and Arik Chatzor, and Avital came to teach with us in King David School. Arik did a very nice job, and after all that comes the wedding of Debbie and Ronnie, and Mickey. Debbie and Ronnie, and that was conducted by that time by Rabbi Seth Phillips that came from the States. His wife, Rabbi Soraya, Karen Soraya, was in Temple Beit Israel. The children are coming, grandchildren. The grandchildren didn't have the ceremony of naming because it didn't exist then in this congregation. But before long, there are bar mitzvot. The first 3 bar mitzvot were conducted by Rabbi Fred Morgan, and the last one, the last 2, were conducted by Gersh Zilberman, who was my student in King David School. After this wedding comes another wedding, Michelle and Aviv, and they helped us to be part of a wonderful family by Janine and Benny, and we are accepted into a big family. Families are growing and things are happening. Rabbi Levi was conducted all the launches of Uri's books. Rabbi Kim Ettlinger opened my exhibition here in this place. Our granddaughter had her wedding, Jesse and Israel, conducted by Rabbi Gersh Lazaro and by, I'm sorry, nervous, and Lalum, Michel Lalum was the Chazan. And so our life are interwoven with this community, as you see, for a long time, for 44 years. We are extremely blessed. We are really happy that all of you today came to share with us this smachot. 44 years of being in Australia, 6 years of our wedding anniversary, and shortly, in a week, in 2 weeks, we'll have Uri's 80th birthday and then my 80th birthday. We share it today with a wonderful, wide family of this congregation, with our closest family, and with our best friends. Today, the Kiddush we asked professionals to have, to prepare for us. So I hope you will enjoy it later. And what I would like to conclude with is Shechianu. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher chayanu v'kiyimanu v'hikiranu l'zman hazeh. Amen.
Ori, don't go anywhere. Nili, don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I got some surprises here. First of all, you spoke much far too long. And you revealed too many secrets. And I wanted to add a word to Kim's about the success or whatever of marriage, and I said, my word is, sorry? No, not the Fergen, yeah. The Fergen you cannot translate. But to... מה אני תמיד אומר? לוותר. Yeah, how do you say it in English? Anyway, don't give in and don't give up, but you know. Anyway, what I wanted to do is, Rabbi Kim spoke about the fact that Nili mentioned to her that we never got engaged, you know. In Israel, we normally, at the time, 60 years ago, you didn't get engaged. And I want to repair that. So I want to give you a ring now. We are married already, that's fine. But, you know, so you can say we got engaged. That doesn't matter.
The second parasha is a beginning and a creation of something. And that was the beginning and the creation since Robin Levi. We invited Rabbi Levi and Robin for today, but he sent us back a message. I wish you all the very best, but I'm spending a few months now in Israel, in Jerusalem with my wife, and I won't be here. And I forgot to mention that during those years, we also went with Rabbi Fred Morgan and his wonderful wife to Shalom, India, and Rabbi Gersh Lazaro, his wife, Michelle Gorog, was also my student in.
Nili and Uri truly do hold a very wonderful history of the progressive movement, and certainly over the last 44 years. Let's rise for Aleinu on page 586.
Aleinu leshabeach la'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליותר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא זמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם בגורלנו ככל עמונם אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Remain standing as we move to Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 598. For the week of Shiva, we remember Mari Davis, Sue Friedman, Devorah Marks, Lisa Quitner, and announce the passing in recent hours of Joy Watson. And for the Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning, remember Benjamin Earl, Miriam Menachem, Peter Orloff, and of course the lives so senselessly taken in Christchurch in the shooting. And the Yartzites, the anniversaries of his death, fall on this Shabbat. We remember Helena Asniovitz, Emil Asniovitz, David Bayer, Theodore Bahari, Catherine Fellner, Lionel Friedman, Moshe Hahn, Solly Israel Jackson, Marianne Klempner, Paul Porges, Edith Pulver, Robert Rayner, Ken Rossdale, Leah Rivich, Melvin Salve, Alfred Schiff, Ruben Siv, Gordon Stanton, Kerry Linda Stevens, and Mark Wayne. If you'd like to share the name of a loved one for Shiva Shloshim or Yahrzeit, please do so at this time. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may the memory of the righteous be for a blessing as we join together in one voice. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamad divrach kiritei v'yamlich malchutei, chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'yimeru, Yahei Shemei Rabbah v'rach nolam lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, Vitada, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemei the Kudusha, Bariku, Laela min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushvakata v'nechamata, Damiran v'yalma v'marur. Yahei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, Chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imrur. Oseh Shalom v'imromal, Hu yaseh Shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imrur. Amen. Hamakom yinachem echem b'tok shah havlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved in Zion and Jerusalem and around the world, and we say, Amen. As we are seated, our President, Rebecca Silk, will make some announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. And thank you, Cantor Lalum, Joel, Ari, and the Ruach Choir for your liturgy this morning. It was beautiful. And welcome everyone on behalf of the Board of Temple Beth Israel and my board colleagues here and in the congregation. Very warm welcome this morning. Mazel Tov, Uri and Nili, thank you for your contribution and for running us through 44 years of your history and the history of this community. Happy birthday, Charles, and Mazel Tov, Tom and Anna, on your anniversary. And welcome, whether you're visiting here, whether you're celebrating, or whether you're here in memory, and also to pray in community. A few announcements. We've heard about how volunteering for serving food was done in years gone by. We have 2 food programs that are in need of a few more volunteers. Our Nourish program, which serves meals to the homeless and disadvantaged here in St Kilda. They are now providing a lunch service on a Wednesday and Thursday. And Ellen, our coordinator, is in need of a few more volunteers for a Wednesday and Thursday between 11 in the morning and 1:30. We also have a wonderful program, Take Them a Meal, whereby some of us cook meals at home. They're then frozen and delivered to people who are recovering from illness or otherwise in need. So you can see Rhonda in the office if you'd like to help out with that program. It's Rosh Chodesh, as you've heard, and our Rosh Chodesh Women's Group will be meeting tomorrow night at 7:30. Do talk to me or to Rabbi Etlinger if you'd like the location for that. We will be studying the topic, the prophets and progressive Judaism. So that's our Rosh Chodesh group tomorrow night. A few dates for your diary. On the 14th of April, Sunday, around lunchtime, 11:30, 12 o'clock, our social justice program, Dignity, is inviting you to a Shalom lunch and film event. Come along and join with family, with friends, with people from diverse backgrounds, watch a film and have a delicious lunch. The film is called Satellite Boy. Another film, our film club, which meets regularly, will be showing the film called Bella on the same night, Sunday the 14th of April, here in the Friedlander. We do have community seders these days, and our community seder for this Pesach, our first community seder is on the Saturday night, the 20th, second night. It will be led by Rabbi Lazaro and Ari, our song leader. So do book your places by going onto our website and join us for a wonderful night as we work our way through the Passover story. And also, you can come to our Women's Seder, run by Rabbi Ettlinger and Rhonda Hall. Our Women's Seder will be on the 25th of April. It will be at 6:30 here at TBI. So come along, bring all your women friends and family and join us for that night. I'd like to thank Dot and Laurie for being our Shamashim today, and thanks to our laners who were Ruja, Effie, Uri and Cantor Lalum. Do please, and Nili, of course. Of course. Do please join us for Kiddush in the Sloan Hall, kindly sponsored by the Palti family, and after leaving your books on the trolleys. And please do thank our security volunteers who've been keeping us safe. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rebecca. And we do conclude with the words of a popular Israeli song, Adon Olam, page 625. 625.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzim Ra Et Nasa V'Etzor Kol Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei בטרם כל יציני רח נעשה לחפש הכל אזי נלך שמו נקרא אחרי נגלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא אויה והוא יהיה בצפרה אדון עולם השם הלך בטרם כל יציני רח נעשה לחפש הכל אזי נלך שמו נקרא אחרי נגלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא אויה בצפרה והוא היה והוא בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להחמירה ומראשית ולמתכלית ולא העוז והמזרח והוא אלי וצור חמי בצרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת קוזי ביום אקרא בידו אף כרוחי בעץ לישן ועם רוחי כביתי אדוני לי ולא יירא אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציני רע ועת נשא בחפצו כל אזי נלך שמו נקרא ואחרי נגלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא יהיה בצפרה אדון עולם השם מלך בטרם כל יציני רע ועת נשא בחפצו כל אזי נלך שמו נקרא ואחרי נגלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא עומד בצפרה והוא היה והוא עומד בצפרה.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Let's go in for Kiddush.
Shabbat Shalom. If you'll join us in the Slom Hall, we'll begin with Kiddush and Vashamru in just a moment. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי 6 ימים מסר אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת בנפש.
Al came Baruch Adonai et Yom HaShabbat vayekadeshehu, and God sanctified the Shabbat and called it a delight.
סברי מרנן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן לחיים.
L'chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ. אמן. שבת שלום אין בית אבות.